V'yoda, and he knew, Shesefer L'chorim. How did he know? Because the Eibusha told him. The Eibusha told him that this bayis that you're building is not going to be forever. So at that time, Bana by Malkam Lignas Es Adam, he built a special place where to hide the Adam. Lamata, below, the Matmanias Amukais Vakakolis. That means in winding and crooked and everything, it's like they make these mazes, that you try to go through, then you get stuck. No one's going to find it. Yeshiyahu HaMelech Shiva V'Ganzoi. Yeshiyahu HaMelech, who was a good king, so there was a split in the Malchus. There was Malchus Yehuda and Binyamin, and the Aseres HaShvat, there was a split, and he was a good king. So he gave an order to hide it. B'makom shabana shayma. Shenamar koshet pasuk v'yayim al-avim hamavinim l'chol Yisrael akdashim Hashem. So I explained last time that what does it mean? He said to the Leviim, how can they go into the Kodesh Kedoshim? A Levi can't go into the Kodesh Kedoshim. So Leviim means the people from Shevet Levi. That means, but they were Kahanim. They were able to go into the Kodesh Kedoshim. So he said to them that Tenu Esarayin HaKodesh, put the Aron Kodesh, the holy Aron, the bias Ashabana Shlomo, in the bias that Shlomo built. Yeah, an interesting thing. He calls it bias. Why doesn't he say B'mokum Ashabana Shlomo? In the place that Shlomo built. That's not the bias. According to what we explained last time, the Aron is the bias. The Aron was not just a keli in the Beis HaMikdash, but the Aron was the Beis HaMikdash, because the Eibush. Why is the Aron the Beis HaMikdash? So the Rebbe said, because the Pasuk says, the Eibush said, "V'ne'arati l'chashama, v'dibarti elecha me'al ha'kapayros," from the top of the kapayros of the Aron. So that's it. That was the rest was all like decoration, But the bias itself, the Beis HaMikdash, was the Aron. So he said, and that place is not just a storage room, but that's a bias, because that place becomes the bias, because the Aron is put in there, and the Aron is bias. There's no more. You have no longer any job of carrying on the shoulder. And b'meila ivdu as Hashem l'keichem, hide, go serve the Eibusha. That's it. Then it says v'gonzu imay. With that, they also benignas imay. Also, with that was hidden mata aran, vatzinsenes, v'shemen hamishcha. Three things that we were told to keep together with the Aron. V'chol elu, and all these things. So according to what the Rebbe explained it, the way I explained it last time, it means to say that technically speaking, the Beis HaMikdash never became Chorev.
Was man das nicht gefunden?
Begolu, it became Chorev. There's no question about it. But Pnimius, it existed, because the bias was moved to this underground place, and that became the bias. And the Mela, it's not the pshat that they built a second Beis HaMikdash or a third Beis HaMikdash. It's all a continuation of the first Beis HaMikdash. And I said last time, some want to learn. In the Gemara, there's a question: what happened with the Aron? And there's an opinion in the Gemara that a goal bubble went to the bubble. So, Marshall, I mentioned last time, there's a whole controversy about going up on the Har HaBayis. Are you allowed to go up on the Har HaBayis or not? most of the Rabbanim Paskin you're not allowed. There are some that they do go. Why are you not allowed? If the Bais Chora, tell us because the Beis Hamikdash is there under the ground of the Har, under the ground someplace is the Beis Hamikdash. You can't walk on it. Now he says an additional thing, that just like we're talking over here, that there was a chub and they didn't have the Aron. So he says, and the same thing also, V'af Urim V'tumim, and also the Urim V'tumim, shehoyu b'bayis sheni, that they had in the bayis sheni, v'hoyu meshiven beruach HaKodesh, and v'hoyu nesholem b'hem. And it didn't answer, so you didn't ask. There's no sense in asking.
The computer is keine geworden.
Yeah, he said the pasuk says Shem Adam made Kayin Urim Betumim till the Kama Kayin that could work with the Urim Betumim, but the others couldn't. So he says, "V'hayu oisem oisay el Hashem shmeina begadim, v'kayin gadim, kedei shelo yehei mechutz begadim." In other words, why? He says over here. If you read the beginning, it says, "V'af urim v'tum shehoyu bebeis sheni, v'hayu meshivim." Right now, if it didn't work, why do you need it? So the Rambam says the taka didn't work, but there's another problem. The problem is that the Kohen Gadol has to wear 8 begadim. Comes along the Ravid over here, and the Ravid says, Amar Avram, V'alai urim v'tumim. What's the word over there? I can't even read it. I can't read it. Huh? Beruach HaKodesh.
Two separate things.
Chamisha shechasu b'bayis sheni u'dvarav ein el echad mei mechutzer begadim she'ama einai el mei cheshbon begadim. The Ravid basically is asking on the Rambam that the Urim V'tumim was not one of the begadim. The 8 begadim of the Kohen Gadol was not the Urim V'tumim. So why does the Rambam say that even though they didn't do anything, but they needed it in order that it shouldn't be missing a beggar? So the answer to this is that the question is, what is the Urim V'tumim? What is that Urim V'tumim? So the Rambam says learns that the Choshen Mishpat had in it a plate with the Eibish's name, the Shem Bavaya. So some learn that the Urim V'tumim was the Shem Bavaya, and some learn that the Urim V'tumim was the Choshen Mishpat. So that's what the Rambam says, that the Choshen Mishpat was one of the begadim. Now, if the Choshen Mishpat was one of the begadim, and it didn't work, so why do you need it by Bayis Sheni? It's had its is because it shouldn't be a mechutz begadim. Those who don't learn that the Choshen Mishpat was the Urim V'tumim, but the Shem Havaya was the Urim V'tumim that was in it. So they ask, it's not why does the Rambam talk about the Shem Havaya as the begadim? It's not one of the begadim. So Good. Now there's a shiloh over here. There's a Kesef Mishnah. There's a whole shiloh in the Gemara. It says that there was 5 things that were missing in the Bayis Sheni, the one in the Bayis Rishon. But the truth is, there's really, if the Gemara gives a cheshbon, I don't want to go through the whole Kesef Mishnah, but the Gemara gives a cheshbon of more than 5 things. So the teretz is that there was more than 5 things, but some things are counted as 1. So even though there was 8 really, but there's certain things that are combined. About the Urim V'Tumim, guys, that we're talking about the Urim V'Tumim. There's a story in Tanakh with Shmuel Hanavi. We read it about it. That's the Haftarah of Rosh Hashanah. The first day of Rosh Hashanah, the Haftarah is about Chana, who was Shmuel Hanavi's mother, and Elkanah, his father, who came to the Beis HaMikdash, and she prayed over there for a child, and it stayed that Vayachshiveh Eli L'Shikaira. Eli thought that she's shikah. So the question is, well, I don't understand. Eli was a kohen, and he never saw people davening. Did he think always that when he saw people, did he ever think all the people davening there, did he think that they shikurim? So teretz is, that's what they say, I think from the Vilna Gaon, that the teretz is that Eli inquired about her. He saw a very strange lady, and what surprised him was he saw men davening, but he didn't see women davening. Women were in the Ezras Noshim. But somehow he saw this lady, or he heard this lady, her davening, so he inquired in his Choshen Mishpat, what's the story with this lady? So what happened was that letters began to shine, and the letters that began to shine was a shin, a chaf, a reish, and a hey. So Eli was supposed to read it, and he read it, a shin, chaf, reish, hey, mach shikaira. So she said to him, you're making a mistake. You're not reading right. The shin, chaf, reish, hey is kishera. He said, so in other words, and that's what she told him. And he realized that he misread the letters of the Choshen. Okay, we could chaper in another halacha. The Bayis Rishon, hoye kaisel mavdul, bein ha-kodesh ubein kodesh ha-kedoshim. And Avyoy Amma. In other words, between the Kodesh and the Kodesh Kedoshim, they built a wall. They built a brick wall. And the brick wall was 1 Amma in width. The width of it was. The height was all the way up to the ceiling. But the width of the wall was an Amma. V'kiven shabonu habayis sheni. In the second Beis HaMikdash, they didn't build a wall over there. So Mistapik Lehem, when it came to that area where the wall stood in the first Bayis, Mistapik Lehem, they had a doubt, in Oive HaKaisel, Hoye Mimidas HaKodesh, or Mimidas Kodesh Kedoshim. It says to say, let's say that this is the Kodesh Kedoshim. Let's say that this is the Kodesh. Now, did the wall belong, or sometimes people have a fence between the 2 neighbors, and sometimes there's a question on whose side is the fence standing? Does the area of the fence belong to this side? In other words, is it part of the Kodesh Kodashim, or does it belong to this side as part of the Kodesh? So they had this doubt about it, and therefore, what they did was, V'kiven shabono abayis sheni, nistapek lahem im oive hakaiso hoya mi midas hakodesh, or mi midas kodesh hakedoshim. V'ficha, therefore, also kodesh kedoshim ovya esem amma tmimas. They made the kodesh kedoshim. The length of the kodesh kedoshim was 20 amma. So they designated a full 20 amma for the kodesh kedoshim. And then v'inichu amma yisayra bein hakodesh and kodesh hakedoshim.
Also Hekdesh,
And what?
the also HaKodesh is Arboim.
I skipped something.
It's Arboim.
I feel that no. Also kodesh kedoshim ovya esemamu tmimos, but also hakodesh aboyamamu, also tmimos,
So it's 40.
and v'inichu amma yisera bein hakodesh and kodesh hakedoshim. V'rebonu kaisel b'bayis sheni. They didn't build a wall. Ella also shtei parachas. They made 2 curtains. Achas mitzad kodesh hakedoshim, v'achas mitzad hakodesh. Ubeneim, between the 2 curtains, was an amo. Keneged oive hakoisel shahaya berisha. The space where normally there would be a brick wall, a stone wall, is an empty space between the 2 curtains. Avo migdash rishon, v'hoya sham ela paraychas achas bavad, shenama v'yivdila paraychas l'chem ben hakodesh ben kodesh hakedoshim. So that's like when they have to do the Zrikas Adam, like on Yom Kippur, they have to spritz the blood on the paraychas. So that's why they needed the paraychas. But the paraychas had a wall after it. Okay, stop over here.